What's going on, guys, and welcome back to True to Size with me, Alex Vass, and Morgan, aka Morpram. Today we're going to be checking out the re-release of Nike's Air Max 1 Curry, where we're going to look at the old versus the new. We're also going to check out some of Adidas's vintage World Cup shirts that they've got releasing for the summer.
And finally, we're checking out Size's first women's exclusive. Alright guys, thanks for watching the last episode. We chatted about the red, the green curry. We also, the Attrick as well.
Adidas Attrick, brand new silhouette.
And we did the Temper run. So check back if you want to see what we talked about last time. Again, thanks to everyone who liked, comment, subscribe. It always does well for the channel, so thank you. Right now, we're gonna talk about something quite important for Size.
Yeah, something new and brand new, and it's very special essentially.
Let's get it, big man. There we go. So why is this important?
So this is the Reebok Phase 1 Pro. Essentially, it's Size's first ever official women's exclusive.
Which is huge.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah, big move.
Obviously, men tend to get the more exclusive colorways and things like that, but this is the first time anything has been aimed solely at the female consumer, I suppose.
Because I mean, we've had like women's collabs in the past. Like women's stores have done collabs with brands and SMUs and special models. But this is the first time kind of like the big company sort of like gone on and done one. So it's a big, man. It's a big
it's the first one from us for sure. Yeah. I mean, the Reebok Phase 1 Pro essentially is a model that doesn't necessarily get the love that it deserves anyway. It's a very classic, clean silhouette from Reebok. You know, this shoe's actually inspired by the '84 Olympics in Los Angeles. The color palette on here, you'll see, matches up to the kind of t-shirts and marketing campaign that went around the Olympics then. So it's all based off that kind of vibe, really. From a materials point of view, you know, classic Reebok, you can't really go wrong. It's got the really soft, butter soft leather on the toe box, which obviously looks really nice when it does crease. Toweling you've got on the inside here, you know, heritage branding on the tongue, the simpleness on the sidewall here as well, and of course on the heel. You've got EVA midsole, which is obviously for added comfort, and you've got a small little heel canter at the back here as well. I think all in all, it's just genuinely a very good shoe.
Easy wear.
Yeah, it's very clean, it's very, you know, it's a clean cut silhouette.
Yeah.
And I think they've done a very good job of it. Like I said, it's a silhouette that doesn't necessarily get the love that it deserves. I know people think of Reebok and they usually go for like a classic or a workout, but this is something from their archive that they've kind of done really well with here. I think there'll be a few guys who'll be disappointed that it's only women's sizes, just from a colorway point of view.
Yeah, because I picked these off the wall and I was like, I like that. That's like a nice colorway, right? This is the first time I've sort of heard that it is a women's exclusive, which is like, as we said, that's a big move, like showing the ladies some love and like. Really
I do think going forward you're going to see a lot more of this. You're going to see a lot more women's exclusive colorways.
Look at the shattered backboards, the new ones just came out.
Yeah, of course. What was called a Black Starfish.
That's the one.
I think essentially, if you look at the sneaker community now, there's more women
getting
involved than ever. So it's only right that there's something out there exclusively for them as well.
Yeah.
Because you know you get so many of the ladies who, you know, with the smaller feet, the 3s, the 4s, the 5s, they're not going to get into
the men's sizes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you know, it's nice to see it being shared across the board, essentially.
100%. All right, guys. So we got a first for True to Size now. We're not always going to cover shoes on the show. Right now, we're taking a look at Adidas's retro football shirt line. I'm not so clued up on football, but my guy is, so he's going to take us through and tell us all about the teams and what the inspiration is behind them, right?
Yeah, so essentially Adidas have dropped kind of some of their retro vintage shirts for the World Cup, or ahead of the World Cup. So here we've got Belgium, Argentina, Spain and Germany. What's nice is that each shirt represents a different time through, you know, that footballing nation's history.
Yeah, because they all look a little bit different in terms of material.
Yeah, so you'll notice that,
right?
and also with the fit. So essentially, obviously, if you look at Premiership players now or footballers now, all of the shirts are really tight. There's a lot of technology that goes into them. We didn't have that back before, so these will all vary in different fit styles. So you'll have, you know, the Germany shirt, for example, is a lot longer than for the Belgium shirt because it's from a completely different time. Whereas the Spain shirt is a lot more of a box fit than the Argentina shirt. So The Belgian one is from 1984. You've got the Argentina shirt from 1987, Spain from 1994, and Germany from 1990. This is probably the most kind of like iconic one out of the lot.
Everyone tends to. I've seen this one before.
Yeah, this is one that Adidas have done a few times. A lot of people tend to kind of picture Jurgen Klinsmann when they see this shirt, who was an incredibly popular footballer for Germany and incredibly famous, really. So again, like I said about the fit, that's a medium. Okay. So you can see that they're quite wide as opposed to some of the shirts that you see these days. And even like the nice retro patterns. I mean, if you look at the Spain one here as well, you get the same vibe. You'll notice now with Adidas that they've actually brought this back for their newer shirts. So for example, the Spain and the Colombia shirt like kind of sport these similar sort of patterns now. So you can see where they're taking their inspiration from and then bringing it back. Small detailing, like, you know, the collaring.
I like the embroidery.
Yeah, it's the old Adidas logo as well, sporting style. And again, like I mentioned, with the Belgium shirt, a lot shorter, although that is a medium again, that's a lot shorter again. So different times, different styles. Obviously that famous Argentina one that a lot of people remember, Diego Maradona.
What's your favourite out of the four? I think out of these two for me, right?
From a retro perspective, probably the Spain.
Okay.
However, I think the German shirt probably holds the most weight when it comes to, you know, what Adidas have tried to do. It's probably the most iconic out of the four. But yeah, there is a Colombia shirt, and I believe there's also a USSR shirt available as well. And these will all be available in store and online, so make sure you check these out. I think they're priced at about £70, 60 to £70. But yeah, definitely something to pick up ahead of the World Cup. I know you'll remember me mentioning a few episodes ago, I was looking forward to the football-inspired kind of footwear that we'd see going into the World Cup, but it's nice to see a brand doing something similar with their shirts. So yeah,
I was going to say
something good for me for sure.
Where's the England shirt? But I'm assuming that's under.
Well, obviously, England at the time were, I believe, they were not Umbro for a number of years, but obviously now they're sponsored by Nike.
All right.
So yeah, they obviously these nations have kind of always been true to Adidas. Yeah, bar Belgium. Belgium had a brief stay with someone else, I believe, a little fling. But no, the German, the Spanish, and the Argentinian, they're the ones that are kind of like iconic.
Okay. So I'm just trying to fold them all up. I'm not really doing a very good job how we had them.
You're definitely going to get.
Yeah. When are these available online?
So they're available now.
Okay.
Essentially, yeah, they're available now for the lead up to the World Cup. Trying to get everyone in. I think it's only about 40 days to the World Cup. So you know, it's only around the corner. Football seasons are finishing now, so I think trying to build that hype from now, really. We've got some really special content coming for you in regards to the World Cup as well, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that.
All right, guys, so this is the real reason we are here today. This is the Curry Retro that came out yesterday. We've got an original pair with us, and we want to do a comparison between the two. The original Curry came out in 2003. It's a huge shoe for collectors, one of my personal favorites. So let's see how these match up. Thank you very much to Gulam, who let us borrow this pair for the shoot. What do you think, man? Give me that first take.
I mean, bear in mind, obviously these are a warm pair, so you know the materials and the colouring, obviously they differ. But I don't think Nike have done a bad job here at all. There's obviously a lot of talk with the kind of Air Max 1s, the Air Maxes in general, and the Jordans in terms of how they retro them, but I don't think there's too much to...
You're copying.
100%, 100%. I think obviously you can notice that the Curry Brown is slightly brighter on the newer 2018 version as opposed to 2003. And then again, you know, you're never really going to be able to perfectly replicate that shape that we all loved back in the day. But then on the flip side, like, you know, if you never managed to get a pair of those in 2003, or you know you wasn't in the game back then, this is a perfect cop for you now. Like this is grail status amongst like sneakerheads. So there's no shame in having a retro as opposed to the OG.
Well, just to bear in mind as well, like these have been sole swapped. With older Air Maxes, the bubbles tend to go, and 2003 is a long time ago.
It's 15 years since we've seen that.
So, I mean, like, just imagine if you're copying an old pair of these, you're probably gonna have to sole swap, and that's an extra cost. So, go for the new one, innit?
There is, I mean, there's small bits and pieces, like, you know, I prefer that the laces that they used before, as opposed to the ones they use now, they're slightly softer and a bit more fluffy. The mesh before seemed a little bit stronger than it is now as well. I mean, again, you can see by the shape as well that there is slight differences. Obviously, Nike kind of fixed the shape. Was it last year, the year before?
Yeah. Got rid of the chunky mountain.
Yeah. So I mean, listen. There's, like I said before, there's no shame in grabbing the 2018 if you haven't got the 2003.
You're never gonna beat the
if you've got the 2003 and you're grabbing the 2018 again, perfect. But I don't think Nike have done a bad job here whatsoever. For me, this is a perfect re-up for you if you're looking to get the newer one, of course. Obviously, they dropped, and then you've got the green curry and the red curry as well. Also, then you've got the OG colorway, and there's also, on the same day that these dropped, there was an infant pair as well, which was the first time Nike have done that for this particular colorway. I was lucky enough to pick up a pair myself. So if you guys did pick up a pair, or you picked up a pair of these, obviously let us know in the comments, let us know what you think. What do you want to see Nike Retro next? What do you like, what don't you like? What do you want to see Nike Retro next?
Triax Swifts. Sorry, that's a really random one. I'll just throw it in there.
Not on Air Max whatsoever.
Not on Air Max whatsoever. Air Max wise, hazelnuts or gold leafs. I'd like to see.
Nice. Nice.
Not two more brown shoes, but my favourite Air Maxes. So
again, when you were just looking at it there, I noticed there was the the small differences on the Nike Air branding and on the heel. But again, it's the most minute details. Minimal, right? I know to us, like obviously the minor details do make the biggest effect, but nah, like I said, really happy with these.
Nice to see them back on the market.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Make sure you tag us in your on the foot pics as well of these, true to size. We want to see what you guys are wearing and how you're wearing them as well, essentially.
All right, so finishing up now, what do we get up to this week?
Obviously, we was at the Puma event, celebrating the 50 years of the Puma suede. That was pretty good. Obviously, you would have seen that on the size Instagram stories.
Arguably Puma's most iconic model.
You said that really like, arguably like.
It's the intelligence. Just
nah, for sure it is. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Puma suede. I think they've done a lot with it over the years. It's probably one of the more solid shoes I can remember from my childhood as well.
It stays in this trend, right? Like, never really goes out of fashion.
Pretty decent model if you ask me. Make sure you check out next week's episode because we have got something brand new, a size exclusive that you haven't seen before. There's been no images leaked of it online. We've got an Adidas and we've got a Nike. So we're going to be previewing them for you on the show. So the first time you would have seen those, you might have seen the Adidas, but you definitely have not seen the Nike.
You've seen them, right?
So that's really exciting. I actually haven't seen them yet.
You haven't seen them?
No.
That's probably one of the shoes that I'm looking forward to the most this year.
Have you seen it?
I have seen it.
How have you seen it and I haven't seen it? Who's running this stuff?
BMT.
This is ridiculous.
Big man things.
Please don't say that ever again.
Why?
But yeah, thank you very much. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. I've been Alex Vass.
And I've been Morgan, aka More Prime.
See you next week.